And how's it going, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Skywars voiceover. Funny story time. Here's another story coming from my life yet again, and this story is gonna be labeled Bananas and Sprite. So, there's gonna be another story that I'm gonna tell that involves what happened here, but long story short, one of our friends, John, got arrested and he was on probation, and so that means and he was also subjected to random drug tests, which means he couldn't smoke the ganja anymore. Um, so he had to be completely sober um, at any time because he would get drug tested. So we would hang out and whatever went down, and he couldn't do anything. He just had to sit there and just tolerate it. So Um, there's this popular hangout spot we go to. It's a bomb shelter underground, and it's abandoned. No one owns it, so we're just able to hang out in there, and it's pretty cool. No one really knows about it, so me and my friends use it to our advantage. And let me see. Um, so there's this long-running joke. I don't remember how it started, but we told John that if he eats a bunch of bananas really fast that he'd get high and that it wouldn't pop up on a drug test. And I don't know who started this rumor, but it started and everyone kept saying it to him. But like it wasn't like an obvious joke. Like people didn't say it every 5 seconds. Like they said it to him whenever he was bummed out that he couldn't like smoke because like he couldn't, because if he got tested and he was on probation, he would have to go to prison or whatever, or like juvie or something stupid. So we told him that if he eats a bunch of bananas real fast, that he'd get high, and he never did it. Um, but the joke was there. We said it to him, and so one night, a few weeks after he started his sober cleanse, we were at the bomb shelter hanging out. Actually, no, we weren't in the shelter. We were hanging out in the woods around it, and um there's other kid John. It's really annoying these stories. Like these kids have the same name. So John, what is his last name? John C was the one on probation. John B was just our friend. So John C and John B were there, and um, yeah, they were like together, and John C was getting really upset because everyone was having a good time without him, or everyone was having a good time. He couldn't, so he was like, hold on a second. He was like, "Oh, I really want to try these banana thing," and John B apparently didn't understand the joke either. And John B was like, "Yeah, you know what?" Because John B was still sober, so they're like, "Yo, you want to just get a bunch of bananas and just down them and see if we can get fucked up?" So they looked at me, who wasn't doing anything at the time, and they were like, "Yo, can you drive us to AMP?" And I was like, "Why?" And they were like, "We want to buy a bunch of bananas." So, so I was like, "Oh my god, these kids are retarded." So I was like, "Yeah, yeah, guys, of course, I'll drive you to the AMP." And they were like, "Thanks, Mark, you're the best, I know." So then one of my friends, Billy, he was like, "Oh, guys, eating a bunch of bananas fast will get you high, but if you drink Sprite with it, you'll get even higher." And they were like, "Whoa, can we get Sprite too?" And I was like, "Of course, guys, you can get anything you want." And if you don't know what happens when you eat bananas and Sprite at the same time, something happens with those two that you just throw up. It's just it fills your stomach with some kind of reaction, fills your stomach. But yeah, so they apparently didn't know that. I did. So I'm driving them to A&P. They're sitting in my car, and we're going and we're going. So we get to A&P, get out, we're like walking around the aisles. We got a bundle of bananas, and we got a 2 liter bottle of Sprite. So I buy it for them just because like I really want to see this happen. Like I just want to know if they're dumb enough to do this. So we buy them. We get back to the bomb shelter, and we're sitting there, and I have a video of this. So they're sitting there peeling these bananas. They're like eating one banana per second. We had about 10 bananas. And they're like downing these bananas, and they're like downing the Sprite. They're like sharing the 2-liter bottle, and they're sitting there. We're like, guys, are you high yet? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling good? And then John B like stops, and he's just sitting there. We're like, John, you gotta drink more Sprite. You gotta drink more Sprite. And like he just dead stares, and he's like, I can't. And we're like, why? He was like, I'm full. And we're like, you're full. He was like, I think I'm gonna. And then he just starts throwing up all over the place. Like he's just chunks everywhere. And now John C is like still downing this Sprite, downing these bananas. He just grabs the Sprite, he's downing it. I guess he still doesn't take the hint. And like he's sitting there, he's like, "Oh God, I don't feel good." And he starts throwing up. So they're both throwing up, and everyone's dying because it was just absolutely ridiculous how dumb these kids are. And long story short, they found out that Sprite and bananas cause chunks to be blown. Um, yeah, so that's about it for this story, guys. I'm gonna decide from here on out when I record more videos whether or not I want live commentary or the voiceover, since I just recorded all these at the same exact time. Please let me know in the comments though what you want, because there's no way I know like what my 8 subscribers want if you don't tell me what you'd like. And I want to interact with my audience, so whatever. So thank you all for watching. I think this was actually a short one this time. I think it was only 6 minutes about. I'm just looking at the clock. I don't remember what time I started this recording. But Clarence out. Stay corny, San Diego.